Okay, here's my Grantham University informative speech. According to AOL, on April 9th, about 7 p.m., a tornado had ripped through a little town in Illinois called Fairdale, killing about 2 people. Fairdale, Illinois is only about a population of 150 people. It's pretty much located in the northwestern corner, DeKalb County, Illinois. Pretty small place. According to Governor Bruce Bruner, he's been in high gear trying to find everybody and get the town back into order, back on its feet. Some of the residents there had reported the skies had darkened, and then the windows exploding. So it was a pretty big mess. Now, according to DeKalb County Sheriff's Department, Roger Scott, about 15 to 20 homes have been destroyed, and every building in that town has sustained some type of damage. It's about 80 miles from Chicago, so it's just a little tiny town. The Red Cross and Salvation Army has set up a shelter at one of the local high schools to help assist in people that are homeless at this point. Most times with little counties like that, little towns, everybody pretty much comes together, and they usually do help each other, and because it's a major thing, so everybody tends to come together and help each other. Even on a normal day, they probably wouldn't like that person, but in this case, they all come together for that time to help everybody else through it. Just kind of human nature. Now, according to Al Zamudo, he's a 60-year-old resident. He had received cell phone alerts about 6:45 p.m. and he kind of dismissed it because there were prior alerts to that point. So they were just kind of guessing. Now it's just probably another one of those alerts that just was going off. So now, according to Wikipedia, a tornado is a violently rotating column of air that contacts the Earth and a cumulonimbus cloud. Cumulonimbus cloud is a cloud full of water and turbulence, sometimes really high speed. Some of the bigger aircraft will actually avoid these clouds because the turbulence involved inside there just really causes a lot of damage. When those create a tornado and touch down on Earth, it can be pretty bad. Sometimes, the smallest ones are approximately about 110 miles per hour, and about 250 feet across. The biggest ones known out there or have been seen are about 2 miles across, and speeds up to about 300 miles per hour. Now, if you think about that, that is insane. Something like that ripping through a little town and come down to just a little spot. When you're driving along at 100 miles an hour, you think, oh my God, you're really moving. Now think of 300 miles per hour in one point, or at least pretty close to one point. Spinning violently, just picking up everything, just throwing it. When I was out in North Dakota, I experienced a tornado, and it was insane. The roar, the noise, it's pretty scary because there's a lot of debris flying around. You don't know what's coming at you. It's it's a violent rotating column of air, pretty much what it is. It's out of nothing. It's like hurricane speeds in one area. So if anybody has been in a tornado, they understand what I'm talking about. So I feel for those people in that county that are going to need a lot of assistance and a lot of help. Search and rescue teams are still looking because it is fairly current up to this point of the video. All they can do is search and hope. Sometimes some of the damage to the people is not just physical but mental, depending on what they saw and what they felt. It could stick with them a long time, but some of the people that have some of the internal damages, they won't know for a few days after until there's enough fluid lost internal to their body until they start kind of shutting down and losing stuff. But the governor is working very diligent to find all these people and get the economy going back in that town and get it back up to normal. Tornadoes are pretty bad. I mean, we have earthquakes in California, and people have asked me whether I'd be in a tornado or an earthquake, and I'd rather be in an earthquake, because a tornado, man, those things they can change directions, the speeds involved, the damage. I mean, they're picking up things and they're chucking them pretty fast. Where at least with an earthquake, all you do is get a lot of shake and everything else, and maybe you might get caught under a house or something like that. But with the tornado, if you're even in the open, you have that violent risk of being hit by something that is being thrown around. Like the biggest one, like I said, it was 300 miles an hour. Just getting hit, like punched by somebody that like in the arm. That's only like 2 to 3 to 5 miles an hour. Think of something hitting you at 300 miles an hour. It could pick you up and literally throw you, don't matter how big you are. And it doesn't care who you are. It just goes through and it's quick. It's like, yeah, they'll have alerts and how it alerts, but you don't know if it's really happening or not. And when it happens, it happens. All you can do is hold on for dear life. So for those out in that county, I do hope that they have a quick recovery and get back on their feet. And if you want to any more information, like I said, you can go on AOL, or you actually look up Wikipedia, and you look up tornadoes. It actually has a section towards the bottom that actually explains more about information on like locals or current ones, and this town is in there. It explains more about it. Okay, thank you.